Alright, so it's a really nice August morning here in Michigan. And I'm working on I'm going to try to do what I hope will be a really quick bench seat swap on my 68 F100 here. So what I got, this is what the interior looks like, and this is the original bench seat. It's a, let me see, it's a vinyl seat. It's actually not in bad shape underneath here. This is very, very dry. Could probably actually save that, but I'm not really interested in it. So what I'm gonna do, I've got this much more comfortable bench seat that I got out of a 96 F250 in the junkyard. I mean, it was real cheap. So I got this, and then a nice new black saddle cover. I forgot what they're called. Saddleman or something like that. Anyway, my understanding is this will bolt right in with the exception of the seat tracks, and really those are bolted. So that means I have to unbolt the right here basically, and let's see if I try to do this one-handed, but yeah, so there's the other bolt down there, and it looks the same in this one, other than it bolts from the top, so I can't be right about there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, these seat mounts here are different. So that, I believe, is the issue. So I'm going to unbolt these, because that'll be the easiest way to work. Although I'm debating if I should just sneak a wrench up in here and leave the seat tracks in the truck. That actually might be easier. So look at this other side. Just make sure it's no different over here. Yeah, that seems the same. That seems the same. So it'd be 4 bolts total to remove this thing. And it feels like about a 3/8 nut. So let's try that. Alright, so the correct socket size for the upper seat mount or seat bracket bolt is actually a 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna pull this out and I'll bring it back. Hard to do with only one person. Okay. So there we go. There's the seat. One of the reasons I wanted to swap this, looks like we've had some mouse activity in here. Not much, but something. Anyway, this is the base model seat. It's not very comfortable, and granted, it's aged and hardened. So I'm gonna vacuum and clean this up quick, and then we'll pull the seat tracks off this seat and hopefully this drops right in. By the way, I find it pretty crazy. This thing still had the seatbelt covers from when this truck was new in '68. That's pretty wild. Alright, so this is the reason that I can never do like a 20-minute project, because I take something apart and then I spend an hour cleaning and doing the while you're here stuff. So yeah, I got a nice clean interior and Dynamat down, so that'll help some of this. That sounded way tinnier before I did that. And now, so I've got the original seat tracks in here, and here is where this is not a direct bolt-in. The original seat tracks that I need to use have a stud sticking up here. The seat tracks on the 96, they're the opposite. They had a stud, or how did it work here? No stud at all. They bolted through like this. So what I'm gonna have to do to make this a bolt-in is basically just drill these out so that these holes will drop right onto those seat tracks. At least that's what I'm hoping. And now that I'm saying this, I'm gonna measure this whole distance to make sure that this will actually drop onto those brackets. Yeah. If that's the same, if this dimension is the same and that dimension is the same, drilling these holes out, that'll allow the stud to go in here, and I put the nut on top, and we should be good to go. Okay, so I just confirmed with the tape measure. This is the same dimension, truck to truck. So it's 42 inches wide by about 15 1/4 deep. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to drill these holes out, or these threads out, and that will make this a complete bolt-in to that without, making this irreversible. That's another thing I'm considering. I'd much rather modify this thing, which I don't really care about, and you can get a million of these, versus the original stuff, that I might want to redo later. So, all right, just need to drill these threads out, and we should be able to have the seat installed. All right, so for the record, you're going to need a 5/16 drill bit to make that stud fit in the new seat. All right, so quick change of plans here. I said 5/16 bit. I'm actually going to go to a 3/8, and this is why. On the back side of this, which you can't really see, there's a little bit of a hat that there's barely anything left. I wonder if I can show you in there with the camera. And I think if I go one size up on the drill bit, I'll remove that hat, which will allow me to get more of this thread with the nut. And this is, the stud is pretty short, so that's my concern here. If I get rid of that hat, we should be fine. So bumping it up to a 3/8 size, and hopefully that does it. All right, so the 3/8 size did not get all the hat, but there's barely anything left, so I'm hoping it'll just crush. I wish I could get in there with a cutoff wheel or something, but we're gonna try it, see what happens. Okay, here we go. Will it work? the seat tracks. That's a good sign. And there's bolts sticking up. That's good. I think we're gonna be okay here. Got some room behind the seat right now. Let's see. We're on the stud there. We're on the stud there. All right, I'm gonna bolt it down. All right, here it is. So one issue I ran into is these pockets. This belt is wider than that. So rather than mess with that, I just ran them through the seat. Later, I am going to, where is it here? Sorry, 1 second. So here's a new problem. Here's the seat release. So when the seat's all the way back, you can't tip it forward. So that means I'm going to have to modify this, trim it down. But anyway, what I was going to say is I can unbolt these and then fish them through that way. So not a big deal at all. Yeah, it's just something I'm not going to do right now. So now I'm going to put my new Saddleman cover on here and see how it looks. All right, so this cover is very disappointing. It does not appear to fit in the middle here. It's all scrunched up. There's a lot of looseness, and I don't know, it just, I'm wondering if I ordered the wrong one. I believe there was something I had to specify the width on. I don't know why that would ever change. These cabs are always the same width. But I'll have to figure that out. I'm going to take it off for now because I don't like it. One thing I will say is this is a higher seating position than the original seat. And also an issue here, this hits the gas tank, so I'm going to have to trim that. But this seat is a lot more comfortable. I am kind of wishing I got one without headrests, but it is what it is. So anyway, there is a seat swap in a 68 F100. So anyway, this is the completed product, seat swap on a 68 F100. Thanks for watching.